today I am joined once again by the Dirty Ben. Insert fart noises here. If you did not catch his first video, I'll throw a link up here in the corner of the last bike that we interviewed. There you go. There you go. But today he is presenting us, or showcasing I should say, his fresh build. And I guess I'm just going to hand it off to you here to take it away wherever you'd like to start with this.
All right. Yeah, this is my 1986 Softail build. I got it from a buddy. So I work at Crispy and we've been doing a lot of Evo builds and just test riding them and stuff. Like, I always thought it was fun. And then also the first year bike. So I decided I wanted to build myself an Evo. And, you know, I've been talking about it for a while, and one of my buddies just popped up and he was like, hey, I found this super cheap Softail. You know, it was horrible looking, but I had an idea, and so I bought it and turned it into this. So yeah, I like fully stripped it down, and it had this horrible paint on it. So like I completely stripped it, like split the cases, everything, and just rebuilt it top to bottom with like the colorway that I wanted. And yeah, it was like, the inspiration was like kind of like a Bizarro my shovel head. Yeah. Because it's like black frame and rusted tins. So I wanted to go raw frame, black tins. And then like all of this is all raw. Like everything's raw. So it'll eventually rust.
Yes, that was my first like thing I noticed when you pulled up. As I feel like, although it is a cleaner version compared to your other bike, it still has like your style.
Yeah, and that's what I was talking about like in the other interview, was like that one was kind of like pieced together as a runner. And like this one, I like, it never ran when I got it, so I got to like fully build it top to bottom like the way I wanted to do the other one, kind of, you know.
It's really good.
Yeah, I'm hyped on it.
So you fabricated pretty much everything.
Yeah, most everything.
So let's start off with your exhaust. I like the design you went here.
Yeah, so the exhaust, like, I always like the pans and shovels that had the up sweep and then like the straight back pipe, but I wanted it to come up above the axle plate, so I just like gave it like an extra kick. And then I got a little, don't zoom in on those welds. They're kind of dog shit, but I got a little too excited. And I never finished cleaning them because it was ready and I wanted to ride it now. So eventually I'll clean them.
Yeah, clean it up later. But I kind of like it. Like, it kind of adds to the like raw look though.
Yeah, but they're just, some of them are bad.
Yeah, you're like,
it's not my best work, and I don't really want to show that off. The welds on the frame are great, but that part, yeah.
Okay, and then your sissy bar.
Yeah, the sissy bar. So when I was working at Fence World, like the blacksmith shop, that's like a hand railing baluster. And I always thought it would be cool to make a sissy bar out of it. Like, I could have made it, but that was $20 for that piece. So I decided, instead of spending hours and hours cutting and cleaning it, I just bought one for $20 and incorporated it into the sissy bar. Yeah, I'm stoked on that one. It doesn't hold a board like my other one does, but that's okay.
I've seen the ones where, I don't remember which side it is, but like, they like hold it like on the side of your bike.
Yeah, those are pretty cool. Yeah, my buddy Steven makes those.
Oh, okay.
He makes like the custom swing arm sissy bars, and he made a rack.
Yeah, well maybe you can get like make it like a detachable one.
Yeah.
So you can just like put it on and off.
There you go.
Yeah.
For sure.
Cool. And then, so you have Prism Supply C.
Yeah, there's a couple Prism parts on there. They're the homies. So like, there's the Prism tail light and headlight. Like, I like the LEDs in them because they don't rattle to death and like break every 10 minutes.
I'm gonna run their headlight too.
Yeah, and then they make this cool headlight bracket for the 39mm. It's pretty sweet, so you don't have to drill through the aluminum or anything. Yeah, I like that little thing.
Looks good.
Yeah.
And your handlebars? Handlebars
I made, like, I kind of wanted like the high and tight, but like I don't really like most of like the T-bar style, or like the I like it, but I wanted to do something different, so I made those. I just made the two pieces and then sat on it and held them where I wanted it, and then just marked the pullback and welded it like that.
Yeah,
I'm pretty hyped on how it came out.
Man, it must be nice to be able just to make shit.
It is nice. It is nice because I'm like, I want this thing, but I don't know where to find it. so I'll just make it.
I mean, you do it for a living now. So.
Right, yeah.
But that's so nice to be able to just like have like accessibility.
Yeah.
And the skill to do that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It's advantageous for sure.
And then you also made like the mid controls on each side.
Yeah, well, like I kind of bit like the mid controls for like the shovel 4 speeds and just adapted it to a 5 speed. And then I wanted to put the brake like further back because it's always just like in a weird spot. So I kind of like tried to tuck it in underneath there. And then same with like the shift side. I'd seen it before, but it never really worked for like this application. So I just decided to try and figure out how to make my own.
Did you make the carb support bracket?
I did not. That's also a Prism carb support bracket.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
It's for
It's for a CV and Evo. Yeah. And then this one's at 86, so it's got the case breather, but it's got the holes drilled out so it can have the head breathers too.
What about your oil tank?
Oil tank was like it's basically a stock oil tank, but I bought that from Mid USA because it was raw. Like all the other ones are like black or powder coat or whatever.
Yeah.
And I wanted to do like the weird like pinstriping. Like I painted all the stuff too.
You did the stripe on your own?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's pretty good.
I'm not a painter. That's all rattle can and tape.
It looks nice.
It's like kind of wavy and stuff. But yeah, I just had an idea. I was like, I really like the old like Sportster like cutout on the side. So I just tried to like mimic that as best I could. It's got the 𝐂𝐸𝐴 DIY hardtail kit on it. Crispy choppers by all our shit.
Is that the correct term? I always just say crispy choppers.
Yeah, it's crispy choppers.
Okay.
Yeah, crispychoppers.com. Buy all our stuff. Because this is a Craft Tech frame. Like when I bought it, it just was in the Craft Tech frame. I decided to go with the DIY hardtail kit because it's got like the axle plates. The plate steel axle plates instead of the cast axle plates, because all this in here is all plating, and so I wanted it to like match aesthetically.
Real quick, the DIY hardtail kit, just because I'm not familiar, instead of just like getting a hardtail that you weld on, you like have to also weld the hardtail together?
Yes.
Or is that what? Okay.
Yeah, so it comes in all the pieces like top rails, backbone, like the bottom rails, the lugs, all that stuff. So you have to like piece it together yourself. But it's great for aftermarket frames because the aftermarket frames geometry is like kind of weird. So it's, super adaptable and you can do like a stretch with it or a slam or whatever,
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so.
On the other side of the bike, anything you'd like to mention? You got your open belt drive over there.
Yeah, I got a
BDL,
BDL belt drive with like the hidden starter. I cheated on this one. I wanted to do a starter because I got lazy. But also, Evos are a bitch to kick sometimes. So, yeah, I just wanted to go like full stock drivetrain. So it's like Evo 5-speed, and then the BDL belt drive with the starter, and then that's like a stock oil tank. And then we make a custom bracket for our hardtails that will be the rear support of the stock oil tank. So like if you want to just run a stock drivetrain with a crispy hardtail, like we have all the stuff to make it work. You can just pull it out, put it right back in. Oh, I want to talk about this too, the front end.
I wanted to ask you about that.
Yeah,
too.
it's all aluminum, and there's this company called Sculpt Nouveau. They're like a patina company. They're like a metal patina company.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is all patinaed. It's not paint. So like if you scratch into it, it'll stay black. The midnight black for aluminum. And then I did the blackened clear guard that they have. And so, yeah, it comes out like this. Like I think I did like 4 rounds of patina and then like 2 coats of the clear. And now it looks like this.
Where is it at?
It's just Sculpt Nouveau. It's online. I think they're...
Oh, so do like mail it?
Yeah, I think they're like Central Coast somewhere, I believe. But I don't remember exactly. But yeah, I really like their products. They do a ton of cool patinas and like, they do like copper patinas and steel and stainless, and you can do all kinds of crazy shit with it.
So did you mail them your parts and then they...
No, I just got the patina. Yeah.
Okay.
And then I did the patina myself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Everything has been through my hands on this. Yeah, full rebuild on the engine, full rebuild transmission. Like that's a Sportster rear wheel that I got from my buddy. This is the only thing, the belt drive, and this is like the only thing that's actually new, the front wheel. Mm-hmm. I can't make wheels.
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
Nice and shiny. Is there anything else that you're planning to do, or like
it's pretty much done. Like I like fully nerded out on this one too. Like aside from a couple things here and there, but like I tried to do like parkerized hardware on raw metal and stainless on the black. So it's like every single thing is like, you know, I got the parkerized here and parkerized here, but then the black cover and then the stainless. And then I even went even more nerded out and got a helmet that matched.
Black and gray with the silver thread, yep.
Ridiculous. Yeah, it was a really fun build. Like I honestly didn't intend it to be as clean as it is when I started it, but once I got going, I was just like full in the zone.
We have a fast meat zone again. Who would have thunk?
Yeah, everyone's like, you got to change your name. Like you can't be Dirty Ben anymore. That bike's too clean.
I know.
I'm like, it will be dirty. Eventually.
Give me some time.
Yeah, I need to get some road grime on it. It's brand new. I've only ridden it like 200 miles, okay?
Well, it's also...
Give me a break.
You're not getting rid of your other bike.
No, yeah.
So it's still part of the collection.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. This is maybe like Dirty Ben gets a little classy.
Yeah. You know, I did just get engaged, so, you know, I got to have the nice bike for the lady, even though it doesn't have passenger pegs. She'll have to figure it out.
Yeah, but I mean, at least... This seems like pretty solid right here.
Yeah, it's not bad. Yeah, Prism makes good shit. I like a lot of their stuff, and like we use a lot of Prism stuff on like the crispy shop builds and like our giveaway bikes and everything.
And Bandito Moto is a huge fan of Prism Supply because Prism Supply supports Bandito Moto.
There you go.
Yeah,
Perfect.
They contributed parts for my build, which I'd love to put them on, but I'm not there yet.
Yeah.
Soon, hopefully. But yeah, they're the best. They have a little bit of everything too. Like,
yeah.
It's always like I'll see something on someone's bike. I'm like, damn, not so cool as on there. It's always
Prism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, what the heck?
Yeah, and those guys are rad too. They're super nice.
Yeah.
Very knowledgeable as well.
So you got any big plans for this bad boy?
Not yet. Yeah, just time to ride.
Yeah.
It's done. The weather's nice. Hopefully the rest of the summer's somewhat mellow for like work and shows and shit.
Yeah.
Tired.
Yeah.
But yeah, now it's time to just cruise around. And I got the sweet e-start, no more kickers, so I can just be lazy and take it out whenever I want and not have to worry about fighting it.
Yeah.
And a bunch of people are going to talk shit and be like, oh, if you do it right, it should be one kick. Whatever. I'm lazy now.
It's also like, sure, maybe like sometimes, but it's never going to be all the time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So I wanted to do like the stock rear caliper that had like the front one has a little badge on it too. And then it just ended up not working. So I got that. That was patinaed as well. That's also the Sculpt Nouveau patina. And yeah, I decided to just put the badge back on. That's like an old PM caliper.
I like it. Looks good.
And it was like, that was like the final touch. Like after I had everything, I was like, ready to go.
Yeah, no, it came out nice. And then you got your license plate right here.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I tried to integrate that into the fender because there's no good place to put a license plate on like a chopper without it just sticking out all weird.
Yeah,
so
because it's either like sticking out on the side or you have to like cover your beautiful work on your sissy bar.
yeah.
I mean, I feel like a cop can't say they couldn't see this. It seems like a pretty good spot.
Yeah, I mean, it's technically sideways, which is not correct, but whatever.
But even like a lot of people
But at
have it
least you can
sideways on the
see
side
it.
of the bike.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
I like
got
it.
your
I'm
mirror.
pretty happy about. Oh yeah, I got the little mirror so I could get the title and stuff, get the registration.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tried putting it up and I was like, oh, it just ruins the whole front of the bike. So
Oh, okay.
I had to do the down. I can't really see out of it very well.
That's what I
but-
was wondering. I actually never ran
At least
one.
I have
I've
a mirror
seen some
now.
people have it under instead of over, and I always wondered, like, is your arm like in the way?
Yeah, I'm always like doing this,
Yeah.
trying to look at it, but it does the job.
Yeah. I like it. Into the final touches now of like paying attention on bikes because my husband's 81 cone shovel build, he's like at the point where he's like ordering all the different types of like
Oh yeah,
the spark plug wires and like all this stuff and like
Yeah.
the way how he's like running and hanging. I'm like, yeah, this freaking guy. It's pretty nice.
yeah. I tried to hide all of the wiring,
It's pretty tough.
and then I even like nerded out on the color of the wiring too. Like it's all black and gray.
Yeah, no, I see that. That's nice.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's all in the little details.
Yeah, well, it was nice like doing the whole like ground up build, so because like I did all the wiring like fresh, you know, so it's like I was able to like route everything the way I wanted to, and yeah, it was a fun project.
Well, I'd say it came out pretty dang good.
Yeah, thank you.
We're ready to
I'm psyched on it.
to watch you ride this thing.
Oh, I have to ride it now? That wasn't the point. I just wanted to look at
That's
it.
not part of the deal.
Yeah. It's just a big paperweight.
We just insert videos of you rolling, like
Yeah.
walking it. Alrighty, well,
Yeah.
thank you for
Yeah,
coming
for
back
sure.
and letting us see the scoop on the new build.
Yeah, this is awesome. I'm stoked.
Yeah, and
Glad I got to do it again.
I know, me too.
Yeah.
And
Now I got to build another one.
Just as long as there's space in the garage, I mean, you just keep going.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Yeah,
There
get
you
like
go.
one of everything. So
Yeah.
you need to have panhead.
Yeah, now I need a pan, and then maybe someday when I'm like 90, I'll be able to afford a knucklehead if there's any
I know.
left, you know?
I know, right? Well, for everybody watching, again, if you didn't check out Ben's first video, I'm gonna throw that link up one more time to give you that chance to watch it. And drop a comment, like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.
See ya.